Has confirmed he did strike a deal with Tony Blair over the leadership of the Labour Party. He also admitted the pair fought over issues during an incredibly difficult time, as he put it, when they were neighbours in Downing Street. The comments came in an interview with Piers Morgan's Life Stories on ITV. Speaking in front of a studio audience, the Prime Minister went on to talk about his daughter Jennifer, who died 10 days after she was born. Ben Wright reports.
His predecessor called him a clunking fist, and the growling Gordon Brown, who fires facts at his opponents and calls for politics to be a contest about policy, is familiar to voters. Less known is the Gordon Brown who sat down with his friend Piers Morgan, the former editor of The Mirror, to talk about his marriage and the death of his 10-day-old daughter Jennifer Jane in 2002.
We had a weekend where we just knew that she was not going to survive. And she was baptised, and we were with her, and I held her as she died. And it was, you know, Sarah and I just we found it very difficult because, you know, it was our first child, and she was such a beautiful baby, and you couldn't see from anything that there was something so fundamentally wrong. But she'd suffered a brain hemorrhage, and we only found out after a week.
Mr. Brown said it was important for people to know who he is. He's candid too about his stormy relationship with Tony Blair. He scotches one of the myths of Labour folklore that the two of them did a deal about who should succeed John Smith as leader in 1994 at this North London restaurant. Mr. Brown says there was no deal struck at Granita. I'd already agreed with Tony before that dinner that he would stand for the leadership, and that at some point Tony would stand down and he would support me when that was the case.
Yeah, Gordon. Not often the chance to get something.
It was a difficult start to a partnership that Mr. Brown describes as incredibly difficult once Labour were in power. I don't deny that there were fights about different issues. It's better to be honest and say there were disagreements. But at the same time, we managed, I think, in the national interest, to get things sorted out. While Chancellor Gordon Brown met and married his wife Sarah, he was pressed by Piers Morgan to describe how he popped the question.
Are you standing face to face, holding hands?
We're holding hands, yes.
And what were the words? You want to know, don't you? I do.
Well, the words were, I want to get married soon, and we should get married soon, please.
This is new territory for the Prime Minister. A few weeks before the election, he has chosen to reveal more of what he thinks people want to see. Ben Wright, BBC News, Westminster.
Investigations are underway after claims that the Duke of York struck a police